No apologies from the senior-most levels of the Chinese leadership. The Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao mapping out what amounts to a bold, clear defense of Chinese actions. The way he tells it, China has acted to restore order against a small but murderous group of Tibetan activists who have acted with extreme cruelty, and he said who have been masterminded and incited by the Dalai Lama and his clique, as he puts it. It must be understood that this that comes from Premier Wen also comes at a time when Chinese people, ordinary Chinese citizens, have had their diet of information out of Tibet extremely tightly controlled. The information controls, the capacity to verify on the ground what's been taking place has been extremely difficult. An indication of that, Premier Wen Jiabao, holding this huge news conference at the end of the National People's Congress, took a whole bunch of questions from Chinese journalists. It was half an hour into this news conference before Tibet was even mentioned. And when it was, it came from CNN's bureau chief, Jaime Flor-Cruz.
There is turmoil and violence in Tibet, and China is accused of cracking down on peaceful demonstrations there. The Dalai Lama calls it a cultural genocide. And in the light of these developments, some are advocating a boycott of the Olympics. What do you say to these?
There is ample fact, and we also have plenty of evidence proving that this incident was organized, premeditated, masterminded, and incited by the Dalai clique. This has all the more revealed that the consistent claims made by the Dalai clique that they pursue not independence but peaceful dialogue are nothing but lies. We are fully capable of maintaining stability and normal public order in Tibet, and at the same time, we will continue to support the efforts of Tibet to develop the economy and make social progress. We will continue to help Tibet improve the livelihood of people of all ethnic groups, and will continue to support the efforts to protect the cultural environment, the culture and natural environment in Tibet. We will never waver in this position.
Now, while Premier Wen Jiabao was making those statements, Lhasa itself, the Tibetan capital, remained under a tight security lockdown, as are other key Tibetan cities. There are no reports coming through to us at the moment of new protests, but such is the nature of the reporting restrictions, we may not know about any, and we may hear only unverifiable rumors for days to come. At the moment, it seems that the Chinese assertion that they have things under control, we are unable to test that assertion. That appears to be the case as they presumably go about doing what they promised to do, and that is rounding up those people who've been part of those protests in recent days.